Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast. A little bit of a bonus video we're going to push out here a day before we put out episode 260. We figured we would get our predictions for All In, as well as we will tack on Great American Bash onto the end of that. We'll try and put that out on Friday, July 11th, and then our flagship show, if you're new to checking us out, will come out tomorrow every Saturday. So that'll be episode 260, where we'll talk about Dynamite, Raw, NXT. But this, we will simply be talking about AEW All In and Great American Bash. We'll make our predictions for each match. We will also provide you with what we call our certainty score to try and make it a little less likely that we have ties in these little competitions we have. The way it works is basically, for example, All In has 9 matches. The match I am most certain about the outcome, I will give 9 points. And the one I am least certain about, I will give 1 point, and so on and so forth to all the matches in between. 9 matches on All In, yes?
I believe so. I mean, you almost missed one.
And how many on Great American Bash? 5,
Probably
I think?
5, because they don't like to go over.
Right. So I did put a bit of thought into these.
You've been crowing about how difficult it was.
I found All In really hard to make predictions.
Which I guess is good.
It is good. I think that's great.
I feel like there's definitely some easy ones, though.
I guess we'll get into it. Why don't we just get right into it? You talk about All In, and I'll do Great American Bash afterwards.
Mm-hmm. So I know there's stuff on the 0 hour, like Costco guys or whatever, but
who cares?
We rarely, if ever, watch it.
Yes.
Like, I know you do sometimes.
I do
I
sometimes.
have, but I don't care. And it's always such random gibberish that it's like...
It is.
I mean, I'm glad they still put matches on the pre-shows.
Yeah.
So I really think it's stupid that
Of
when
course,
WWE does
way better than not.
multi-hour, when they do
Of
multi-hour,
just
just bull crap.
Talking and promotional videos and
yeah,
stuff.
so I'll always be fine with matches. There's sometimes it's fun stuff, like when Air Fox and
Yes.
Top Flight are on there.
There is the odd match that we'll actually check out because of the people involved.
I always remember Revolution, I think it was 2022, when Eric Rowan was teaming with
We love that match.
with Death Triangle against.
Mm-hmm.
He could have been the Death Rhombus.
That's right. Could have been.
Against Tessa Black. That was good, though. But
It
yeah,
was.
anyways, so nothing from 0 hour there, which I like. I wish they called it the buy-in again, because All In's another one where it's like that gambling theme.
Very much a gambling theme.
Right? So I would have really liked if we did the buy-in again, but
We didn't.
no. I like...
They take the ROH is 0 hour.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
For whatever reason.
Buy-in's my favorite pre-show name. It's the best one. Anyways, first one is for the trios titles is the Ops against Gabe Kidd and Death Riders, because I don't think Gabe Kidd's technically in there.
That's what I had first on my list, too.
Right. Well, it
Crazy.
just felt like... I don't think it'll be the opener, but it felt like we usually go least important.
That's exactly kind of how I did it, too.
Or at least not most important first.
So you can go first if you want, because you usually have more details, and then I just piggyback off you.
So I don't know. I feel like the Ops have been champs for 3 months, and their first defense is this, and I don't think they should lose yet. And also, I feel like it does nothing to put it back on the Death Riders. I feel like this is all about Death Riders not.
That's one of my things.
Winning.
Is it feels like Death Riders need to be taking a step back, not accumulating more titles.
Especially not accumulating the titles that they already lost to these guys.
I didn't realize it was Ops' first title defense.
That's crazy. But I think Yuta is obviously probably the fall guy.
Yeah.
Because that people seem to really hate him lately, so that'll be satisfying, I guess, right? Something like that.
So you're taking the Ops, so am I.
With the 6.
Mine is a 4, so that's pretty similar. Okay. I just see no reason to move the titles at this point.
No.
Especially, like I said, I don't think we're getting more Death Riders. We're probably getting less.
I would imagine not. Yeah. Then we get Cole versus Fletcher for the TNT title. I think it's absolutely time. We crown Fletcher as a rising single star. I think he's proven himself as the total package since feuding with Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
And the timing couldn't be better because it's his first singles title in AEW, and it's on the biggest show. And I think Cole's great, but he's past his peak, and Fletcher's just getting there.
And I can honestly forget that Cole even has this title. And
I hope Fletcher would be someone who can make it prominent just because he's already featured so much.
And Fletcher is clearly ascending. Callis family is very much a focal point of Dynamite.
I think so. They're pretty hot right now.
And I think, it's just time to get some gold on
I would love
Fletcher.
for Takeshita to beat Bandito as well, and then we get Protoshita with gold.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So we're both taking...
Fletcher, and I have it at a 7. I'm more confident.
I have that one at a 9.
Interesting. That's your most confident.
That is my most confident.
I think we know where my most confident is.
Yeah, I think so too.
Then we get Hurt Syndicate, Patriarchy, Jet Speed, 3-way for the tag titles. I would have picked Jet Speed a couple weeks ago, but I feel
same thing after the Go Home Dynamite.
Not only did they hold the belts, but they were so unbelievably
dominant
on top.
They destroyed the most
Now,
undestroyable
they did
group.
get help, but still, it's like, I felt like they were already cleaning house before Patriarchy even came in.
We already got our baby faces look super strong. I don't think we're getting it again.
If we had ended that too, or ended that like that was the last build, because like when they got their asses beat, that was the last thing we saw. That's a little different. But I feel like they've been getting too much of the upper hand. And I think there's potential in putting the tag titles on the father-son duo, because I just think it'd be so funny with Christian. And I think like I don't think that Hurt Syndicate need it. I think they can take a step back a bit and like maybe for the story with MJF, or we could talk something about how he ran off when they got their asses beat, right? Something like that. And there's also been that talk of they made father-son tag titles last year.
So who are you taking?
So I'm taking Patriarchy.
Really?
Out of 5.
Wow. Okay, we differ on this one. I'm taking Hurt Syndicate. I just don't think the Patriarchy is super established right now.
I do agree that they haven't been established enough, but I also think like there's some storyline potential there, and I think the Syndicate don't necessarily need it. It has been part of their dominance, but like
I feel like
they don't have to lose here.
This could be the Nick Wayne turn, though.
That's true.
Right? So I'm taking Hurt Syndicate, 6 certainty score. Same reason you're saying for Jet Speed. They just looked way too dominant.
It'd be really funny if
on Dynamite
it was Jet Speed winning here.
And Patriarchy, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, they're a tag team now.
I could see them getting a month run, and then like that's what facilitates the turn one way or another. What was your score?
6 for that one.
6. Okay, I hope you lose because that drops you more than me.
Nice, thanks.
Then we get our other tag match. More interesting is Swerve and Ospreay against the Bucks.
Yeah,
the EVP titles against the title shots.
I'm curious what this one was.
Feels
tough
pretty
to pick.
Straightforward because it seems like the night where the heels go down in flames. I do, however, see a timeline where Ospreay and Swerve don't get title shots for a year because it's been so
do I.
Such crucial motivational points for them.
I know.
But I feel like that at the same time, they also make really good title components.
It would be pretty weird to have them both out of the title picture for a year.
Especially with,
however,
if Hangman, I don't think it's going to happen. I think the point of this is to get the Bucks and kayfabe out of their EVP positions, and they could reinvent themselves a bit. Or at least move away from this.
I don't think they can. I don't know what else they do without this.
But I think it's Ospreay and Swerve, and that's an 8.
I'm taking Bucks with 5.
Oof.
I don't see them giving up the EVP. Basically, it came down to like, what's more likely, them giving up their EVP gimmick or those two not getting a title shot for a year. I think they want Hangman's run to be like the better part of a year. So neither of these guys need to be in that as a challenger yet. I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm going to say I'm taking Bucks with 5.
Ooh, I don't think so.
We'll see.
We get Storm and Monet for the women's title.
We're going to agree on this one.
Up in the air. I
think we're going to agree on this one.
I don't know. It's not Storm's run hasn't been as eventful, and I think in her character we've said it's not one that warrants being champion.
Yeah.
I don't think Monet is perfect either, but I really don't think they can resist doing the 7 belts.
And I know we haven't talked about the Go Home Dynamite yet, but Toni Storm hitting her with the "you can't win the big one, you're going to be known" like that to me is kind of telegraphing is a strong word, but you know what I mean.
Like the belt doesn't really do much for Storm anymore. She's definitely not doing anything for the belt, I think, and her character's not one fit to be champion. Where I think Monet's character is kind of like that kind of person obsessed with the belt. So I'm taking Monet at a 3. I'm not entirely.
Monet just feels like she has creative control. I'm sure she doesn't.
Apparently she doesn't, but yeah.
It feels like it. I'm taking Monet. Sorry, what was your certainty score? 3. I'm taking this with a 7. I'm pretty confident. Storm's had a lengthy run. I don't know how good it is. And just that whole "you can't win the big one" is kind of like...
Which is odd from the babyface.
Yes, right? So I think Monet, and I'm pretty certain.
Okay. Then we get Omega Okada for the unified title. Winner takes all, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like this has been set up for Omega to win. And I think he could do more to get the unified title off the ground for Okada. And I think Okada's also due for a loss. Like, he's been undefeated since he came, and he's had his title for a while, and like there were times where I feel like he wasn't doing a ton for that title. Like he's had good matches the whole time, but there's some times where I'm like, we forget about his belt. And I don't think we need to do more of that. Like I think Omega's champion is a little fresher just because he hasn't had his for that long, and I think he could do like fighting champion stuff. And I think we also need, like we always talk about breaking the threshold with someone when they're undefeated. I think we need to do that with Okada. I don't think we can keep pushing it forever. And if anyone's going to beat Okada, I think Omega's more than okay. So I'm going to take Omega at a 4.
We're disagreeing a lot. I'm taking Okada. I don't really know why. I just kind of feel like Omega's not winning here. I think there's going to be other title changes on this show. I don't think they want
it's kind of a title change either way.
changing. I guess, yeah, that's true.
Literally, because one of them won't have it. Like, this champion versus champion.
I just feel like Okada's winning. This is one of those, as the kids say, off vibes more than anything.
Okay.
I'll take Okada, and 3 is my score.
Okay. Then the 2 hardest to pick is the women's gauntlet, the casino gauntlet. It's hard when it's only 2 people for the women.
I've made my pick, but I feel like you could convince me to change mine.
Okay, so I imagine we'll get a decent amount of women in this. I'm gonna go on a limb and say, because I was looking at the roster, and I think we need to get a surprise entrant. I'm gonna say Ruby Soho comes back.
Wow,
because
good for you taking a big swing there.
I just saw she. It's funny because I
Yeah.
picked it before I saw that.
Yeah.
I just was on the roster and I was just like, you know what? Cause we haven't seen her since she had a baby.
And so part of the
I think she's someone who could be, I think, at that top level.
And part of the calculus here too is who you think's winning,
right? And
between
so
Storm
we've
and
obviously
Monet.
both picked Monet.
So we kind of want to go.
You can bring her as
face.
a baby face,
Yes.
right? And I think it would suffer to lose to Monet, but at the same time, it's like a lot of people have. So I'm gonna take her at a 2.
I am going with a baby face who we both love,
Willow?
who just signed a new contract extension and
Okay.
maybe getting rewarded for that. So I am taking Willow.
I like that.
She has some history with Monet already. And would be a good challenger for her.
I did think about that, but if she were to challenge Monet, she would have to lose, and she already
That's what
lost
Willow
Monet.
does.
But I think she could be the
So
one
do
that beats
I.
Monet.
Don't get
And
me
you
wrong.
can go around,
Circle
to
back
that.
around.
I would just rather not, since she's the one who lost the TBS title to Monet.
I know. I love Willow. I want her to win more and be pushed huge. I think if she won the gauntlet, she's not gonna beat Monet, but at least you can build that into some sort of story at least.
Yeah,
that's a 1. Sorry, is my certainty score.
Then we got the men's casino gauntlet. I really didn't know who to pick for this either, so I'm gonna go out on a limb again because that's really all I feel like you can do here. I wanted to pick Jay White, but there's too much saying that he's not gonna be anywhere near it.
Unless they're WWE and they're just putting stuff out there to be like, haha,
right?
Stupid IWC.
Yeah, when Hogan's like, remember I think it was before they did World War III, and remember Meltzer's reporting that Savage has an elbow injury, and Hogan's like, observe this, brother, but then like he does have an elbow injury, so Hogan's an idiot.
What was the most recent one where it was someone saying they were having was it Bliss, right?
Bliss at the Rumble, yeah. So I am not gonna pick Jay White. We also I think we've also just discussed Darby Allin.
We have.
But I think, again, based on who you think is gonna win the title, I don't think he makes sense. I even argue that he's Mox's feud when he drops the title, right? So I'm not gonna pick him. I'm gonna take a long shot and I'm gonna put up Ricochet.
Okay.
I think he is someone who could challenge for the belt because I think he's shown he's a really good character now, and so I think he could hold his end of a main event feud.
And a heel, which is sort of
and he's a heel, which
telegraphing
is
your main event pick,
as if it's not already there.
Say it, yeah, I know.
But and I also don't think a main event loss would hurt him. I think it'd be good to get his hat in the ring for main event matches.
Yep.
And whether you want to do it on a pay-per-view or just he could have a Dynamite title match. Because I don't know if it's clear though this is like a cash-in thing, right? Because that's what Christian did last year.
It is.
So then you could even argue it works better if that's how you're playing it.
Yep.
And again, I don't think he would win the title unless depends on how long he hangs on to
I know.
But anyways, I'm gonna take him in a 1 because I didn't want to draw much on that. But I think Ricochet would be an interesting pick, and I don't know who else. Like, it's really hard to think of.
But you don't even know who's in the match.
That's the thing. It's like
and that's why
we're both really big fans of this format. It's just in terms of predictions, I hate it. But I really enjoy this match format, so I'm excited.
Me too. And because of the format, it sort of behooves you to take one of the people you actually know's in it.
But at the same time, since they're starting it, it's like the chances are so.
So I didn't do that with the women, but I am with the men. I'm taking MJF. Just because he's in it and he's very notable, and an MJF Hangman match.
I agree, but I was saying to you, the thing that swayed me from that is that he's got too many things going on. It'd be different if he had one potential feud, but he's got 2 potential feuds with the other 2 guys we know in the match. Mystico, he's still got unfinished business with.
True.
He keeps, I think even on a Collision or whatever, he cut a promo against him on the screen.
But heel MJF waiting to cash something in forever.
That's
fine.
true. If it is the cash, because I really wasn't thinking about that. Because you kind of forget that.
Because him with Money in the Bank, for lack of a better term.
So maybe that is a bad pick on my part then, but
I'm taking a 2 for my certainty score.
And then finally, it's Mox Hangman Texas Death for the world title. I feel like it's pretty clear since it's the long-term story we're building to.
If you ever listen to our show,
to
you know
for 5
our
minutes. I initially thought this would be Darby, and I remember mapping that all out, and it would have been really cool.
Map that all out.
NWO style.
Yeah.
But I'm happy where we end up with Hangman's journey in and out of madness. I think has been a really great story, and
Moxley's picked it up too in the last.
I agree. Like
month-ish.
Death Riders have not been perfect, but I think they picked it up when it really mattered.
I think Moxley's mic work the last 2-3 weeks has been very helpful.
I agree, and I think it's been kind of worth it for me. And I mean, it did suck for a while, but to get where we are, I think it was worth it to kind of suffer for a bit.
I'm more like it could have been amazing though.
I agree, but
it was not.
And I mean, I've seen people saying it, and it's true. They're just at their best when Hangman's there, when he's the guy. Even Matt Jackson, I saw, was saying in an interview, like, he's their main character, and he's what the people want, right?
Yeah.
And I think everything, like you said, has really cleaned up in the last month or so. And
it's your biggest show of the year, and you want to send the crowd home with a baby face.
Big moment.
And they all want the Death Riders done
here's the
so
thing.
badly.
I think All In is the day Death Riders had to get taken down. Whether it was Darby, Hangman, Ospreay, or even Swerve, I think it was always going to be not Moxley's night. And so I think it's Hangman's moment. I think it's about his redemption. And I'm so certain I'd even say, like I'm saying, I think Swerve is going to be the catalyst for that win. I really hope that happens.
I think so too.
Cool. So I'm taking this out of 9. I mean, this is like when Cody Rhodes fumbled the first year, so we'll see.
I took Hangman as well, and my score is an 8. So pretty similar. It's time. Death Riders, that thing is over. So that's just the era of Hangman again.
At least over as the top thing. Like I said, I think Darby, and maybe, depending on this time, I think Jay White would work too. Because remember the kayfabe reasons Death Riders took him out. So you could have Darby as the feud now if he's ready, and then Jay White went down the line, could be a Mox feud.
Yeah. It could be,
and then
for
that prolongs Mox's relevancy, I think.
Yep.
Which would be smart. And it introduces Darby and Jay White back.
If Jay White ever recovers.
Yeah, apparently.
All right, so let's flip to NXT Great American Bash. You're kind of winging it on this one because you don't watch a ton of NXT. So I did write things down. So the first match I wrote down is one that's going to anger you, and that is Javon Evans taking on Jasper Troy.
So I was telling you, I'll watch if Javon's in a good match. Or because Javon's kind of like the Phraxium, where I do enjoy Javon.
He is awesome.
I think Javon's really sick, but Jasper Troy does nothing for me.
So your maximum score is 5 here. So I'll go first since I actually thought. So this one I thought was kind of hard to choose because I don't want Evans to take a loss here, and I think he needs to get into the North American title picture right away.
I absolutely agree.
So I think Jasper Troy can take a loss. At this point,
I feel like they're high on him though, and he just lost to Oba, and he lost to Inamura.
I guess I'm still taking Javon Evans. My certainty score is 1, but I don't know.
I'll take Troy.
Okay.
I'll take him at a 2 because I feel like you make a decent case, but I also feel like
it's the Kerry Chains factor, isn't it?
It's not. It's been like he took 2 losses, and they I hate it because. If it's me, absolutely Javon's the one I'm pushing, 100%. But they seem to want to make Jasper Troy happen.
But I feel like it's developmental, and they're like, we can use him to put guys over for now and then push him to the moon in a few months.
I don't know if they're thinking like that because they really put him hot at the gate.
The next one, North American title. I think there's some sort of stip on it. Falls count anywhere.
Ethan, you watched the show.
I know. Ethan Page, Ricky Saints. I just think Page and the Vanity Project are a really good act at this point.
I'm telling you, that Jackson Drake guy seems kind of cool.
And I think they're all kind of cool, honestly. And I still am like, isn't Stark's main roster bound? Isn't this a thing? So I'm taking Ethan Page to retain, probably with Vanity Project getting involved to some degree, because Saints is kind of a loner, and Page has
Saints could also probably move up to NXT title if you really want.
He could for sure. So my certainty score's 3 on this one. I'm taking Ethan Page.
I'll agree with that on the pick, and I'll take 3 as well.
Okay.
I think that's a safe spot to put it.
Yep.
And I don't know. I feel like Ethan Page is having us all around because he kind of already went to the top, so he doesn't really need to go up to the main title right now. And I kind of like him with Vanity Project.
I like that dynamic. I think he's a great experienced heel for other baby faces like Javon Evans. I know they already did that feud though,
but that's something you can revisit when you want to drop the title, because then I think that's a good way to get Javon in there.
Yeah, it could be. Next, this one I found tough too. It's Sol Ruca defending, the Women's North American against Izzy Dame. So I'm kind of going off of recent TV and a storyline I think may come to fruition. I feel like this is developmental, and they really want to see what they have with Izzy Dame right now.
I agree.
They kind of put her as the face
the way they've
of the
kind
culling.
of switched that makes me think that. And then also, I think you have a chance to do a 2-part storyline where you have Ruka lose this, and then you have some issue with Ruka and Zarya because they're on Evolution too.
Right.
So you have a 2-night angle you can run.
Even if the split doesn't come at Bash,
you can use both of these shows
a little bit.
I agree. You have a 1-2 punch kind of deal.
So I'm taking Izzy Dame, and my certainty score is 2.
I'll put that at a 4.
Okay.
I think. Right.
That works.
I think I have 1 and
you have 2,
5.
3, 4 done now.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So heading into what are probably, I hope. Actually, no, this won't be the main event. I don't know. Like, it seems like the men's title will be the main event, but it's not a.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe.
Gross.
Taking on Fatal Influence in a tag match.
Okay, so it's kind of tricky because you would think that JC Jane would win here because I don't think she's keeping her title.
But
Blake Monroe's new.
I don't think Blake Monroe's losing. I don't think you can have Grace take the pin either unless Monroe turns heel here. Because I think they have to...
I don't think that works because she got beat up by them. Unless it's like, no. I feel like I could see Henley taking the pin.
I'm taking Grace and Monroe.
I agree. I'm putting that at a 1.
I just really don't think Monroe's any part of losing right now.
No.
They've invested so much in her, regardless of what kind of job we think they're doing with her right now.
I saw a bit
great.
of what
Oh
they
my
did
God.
this week.
Yeah. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Wink, even though we'll be wearing the same clothes tomorrow.
I sleep in bathing suits.
So I have a certainty score of 4 for that one.
I'm taking a 1 because I really feel like there's a decent case for either option, like I said, because logic dictates that ahead of the title match, the loser usually gets some sort of upper hand.
And then finally, we have Obafemi defending the NXT Championship against Yoshiki Inamura.
Yeah, it's Oba at a 5. Like Inamura
it's Oba
has no
5.
Chance.
I feel like maybe
Heel turn Briggs.
So not heel turn Briggs, but he's willing to cheat or to help Inamura, and Inamura's not.
I did see a bit of his promo where he's like, "It's our only chance."
Because it's that whole honorable, and Inamura's being the I'm super honorable dude.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Briggs is like, "Man, this is your shot." So I guess our shot. He's saying
that.
So
Yeah, I thought was very telling wording. Right?
So I don't know if it's a full turn at this point, but I think something's going on.
Yeah, okay.
In that. So I have Femi as a 5 as well. All right, I guess that's that, eh? 22-minute little video. We'll put that out there. And then if you like what you see, or even if you don't, just come back tomorrow. Check out episode 260.
If you hate it, then okay.
Where we'll spend a couple of hours talking about other wrestling stuff. So until we see you tomorrow on 260, take care, everybody.